Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to properly refill or recharge your Freon on your vehicle. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so right now we have this 2008 Honda Accord. What you're going to need is this pressure gauge, and we have a vacuum pump, and also your refrigerant, and this T fitting. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead vacuum everything on your compressor because on the system line, because this one we just put a new compressor in it. Make sure that there's no moisture in it and any contaminants in there. So right now we're gonna go ahead, make sure everything is closed. This is closed. This is your low side, this is your high side, and this is closed. Don't worry about that broken one. And then you're gonna locate your low side and your high side. Let's go ahead and remove these. And they only goes one way anyway. It's two different sizes. Let's go ahead, put the high side first. The red one is the high side. High side is the smaller line. Connect it. That's still closed. And let's go ahead. Let's make sure we route it here so when we turn on the car, it won't get caught because here's your belt. Leave it there. Let's get the low side. Same thing. Put it right here on your low side. And that's still closed. Everything is closed. And let's go ahead. This yellow line goes to the vacuum pump. So this is, make sure you have good oil in your vacuum pump. Mine's still good. So go ahead, open this, and then this one should go in really easy. Make sure you just hand tight. You don't have to use pliers on that one because there's a seal in there that will do its job. So that one. And this one, it says remove exhaust cap before operating. So let's remove that one. Don't lose this. And while you're already set up, let's go ahead, open this high side. And go ahead, open the low side. Make sure that's open. And these are still closed. So, okay. Then that's connected. Okay, now let's double check before we start vacuuming. Low pressure side, these are all in zero because there's no pressure in there because we just replaced the AC compressor. Low pressure side connected, good, that's open. And the high pressure side, these are still closed. And then from here, they're open. And then the vacuum line are connected to the vacuum pump. All right, we're ready. We're gonna go ahead, turn on the vacuum pump. Okay, that's on. You can hear it. And nothing is happening still. And now we're gonna go ahead, start pulling. Let's open the high pressure side first. No, should be able to fix this one. You'll see. Now you start hearing in the vacuum pump. So open both sides. fully open. There we're seeing any changes there. Let's go ahead and leave it for a couple minutes. I might vacuum it for like about 20-30 minutes and then just come back. All right, so after running it for a couple minutes, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, we're focusing on this low side. It's really close to 0 psi, which is good. So what we're gonna do is turn off. Let's see. Put back my Go ahead, close this low side. Right, close this. Make sure it's really close. And then go ahead, close the high side as well. Okay. I think I'd over tight this before. I'll need to replace this soon. Okay, that's tight. That's close. These two are close. And let's go ahead, turn off the vacuum pump. All right. And we're gonna leave these two open still. So right now, we're gonna let this sit for an hour and a half. The longer the better. And make sure that this low side stays the way it is. So that's like close to 0. With that being said, if that stays for 0 for 30 to 2 hours or an hour and a half, that means we have a sealed system. When we put our components back, we did the right way and there's no leak. The reason why I'm suggesting more than an hour, because there could be a very little leak that's seeping out and it takes longer to notice. If you leave it for 30 minutes, if you see something that thing is dropped within 30 minutes, that means that's a big leak. But if this thing dropped more than 1 hour, 2 hour, we still have a leak, but very little. But we want it as sealed as possible. So we're gonna leave these. So these are closed, vacuum are closed, and these are stay open. So we're gonna leave this for, I would say, an hour and a half. So, and then we'll come back. And remember, that's how we started. Let me see how have a glare. So right there, we're right by in the 0. And then when we come back, it should be the same. All right. All right. So it's been more than an hour. I actually waited an hour and a half, a little over than that, just to make sure that we don't have any leak here. So you can tell that one barely moves. It didn't even move at all. So that means that we have a sealed system, that we install everything properly. The gasket are doing what it does, and we tie it pretty good. So right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue keep vacuuming for another hour. So make sure all the moisture is out, everything in the system is dry, because the moisture in there, it will ruin the internals of the compressor and also the rest of the system. So what we're going to do, go ahead, turn on the vacuum pump. So it keeps sucking some more moisture. And then we're going to go ahead, open the high pressure side and the low pressure side all the way on. There you go. So let it vacuum. All right, so that's all the way open, everything open. So these are open, and we never touch those. This one should be always open. And let's keep vacuuming and wait for another hour or so. It's up to you. An hour is the minimum for me. to make sure everything is dry. All right, let's go come back. All right, guys, so it's been 1 hour since we've been vacuuming this system. As you can see, still the same. So it's about time to put the refrigerant Freon we have here. So we have this 134A, and let's go ahead close this. Let's close the high pressure valve. Make sure it's tight close, and close this one too, the low pressure tube. Then we can go ahead turn off our vacuum pump. All right. So now that one is should be all moisture is out, dry and everything. So now it's time to put the refrigerant in it. First, let's go ahead while this is closed, both of them are closed, leave them still open, the one over there. Let's go ahead, remove this yellow line. You remove that one. Let's go ahead, leave it there. Let's go ahead. Okay guys, so I noticed something different here. The refrigerant that I have has a self-sealing valve, which this one's sealed by itself. So using a regular fitting right here, this tap, it's not gonna work. So I ended up buying a self-sealing design can tap valve. This one I got it from Napa Auto Parts, about like 20 bucks. So this will work for these, and we'll be able to charge this vehicle. So go ahead, change this. Go ahead, change this one here. Let's see. There we go. Let's install this on here. All right. Make sure that's all the way in, open. Still not, so it won't puncture yet. Okay. So once we have that, let's go ahead connect it to our refrigerant and this fitting. Make sure you don't put it properly that you won't ruin the threads. Should come in smooth all the way in. Feel like, there you go. Now I'm going in. All right, that's in. And then what we're going to do is go ahead, puncture this. There you go, all the way in. With this system, that's puncture, and you don't have to pull it. This one, the old one, you have to puncture first, and then once it's punctured, you have to open back up so the refrigerant will flow. But this one should flow it with that being all the way in. So once that's punctured, it's good. Let's go ahead open these, and we're gonna go ahead release some pressure because there's some air here and also um, some of the refrigerant, but we're gonna remove the air. Let's go ahead, puncture this, and you should see some freon coming out. Make sure you don't inhale that. There you go. Once that comes out, that's ready. I'll show you again. There you go. So that's ready. You can go ahead and close this. So you can see I have some dye in here. So that's ready. This is ready. This is still closed, and those are open. Make sure it's open. And let's go ahead, start the vehicle. I'm gonna show you. All right now, so you can see the outside number, that's the Fahrenheit. So we got like about 90. So go ahead, start the car. Make sure that's recirculated. Press, turn on the blow motor, just blow max AC, and AC is on. All right, so now that is on, let's go back out here, and then we're gonna go ahead, open the system slowly, this low side, and you should see some refrigerant going in there. Let me close it up. And see that? All the way, slowly, go all the way open. I don't know if you heard that. The compressor actually turned on. Let's go check it out. We get some light. So it's still on and off, going out. That's on. Get some light here. Get some good light. I had to clear my lens because there's something sprayed on it. So we're looking at the compressor. It's spinning, so you can see. So that's turned on. So that means that's good, a good sign. And we can look at the sight. If there's some more refrigerant going in, you can flip this. Until that thing is empty. All right, let's go ahead, check the inside. I'm gonna let it sit there. We'll go ahead and check the temperature inside. How's it looking? Okay, no changes yet, so we're gonna wait. All right, once we got the exact refrigerant that we need, let's go ahead and check the inside. What temperature we have. All right, look at these. We're right on 50 and still dropping. So we were at 90 a while ago, and now it's dropping. Lower that fan. Let's go ahead, remove the gauges. Make sure this is off. Close this. This is closed. Close the high side. Close the low side. You can go ahead, remove that. Go ahead, remove it. And go ahead, put the cap on the high side and the low side. Oh, beautiful. You can see our compressor is still running good. Right there. Let me show you. Can't really see it. Right there. And we're done. And from here, we're gonna release the pressure for this before we start it back. Open this up and remove whatever inside that line. And let's go ahead, check again the temperature inside. There you go. And it's dropping. Look at that. We're right by 40 degrees right now. All right, guys. And that's how you recharge, refill our refrigerant in an AC compressor or an AC system of any car. Okay, guys, so we just finished refilling it with refrigerant. So let's go check it. Our compressor. So let me get a light real quick. So you can see the compressor is running. Go ahead. Right there. It's spinning. It's good. And if you don't have this gauge, we can go ahead check with this regular gauge right here. We'll see if we have a good pressure inside. All right, let's go ahead put this on. Make sure this is close. This is close. It's all the way down. Yeah, see that? It's leaking a little bit, so it's close. So you can see we got a full. Can you see it well? It's on the blue side. So we're in full. That's good. And let's go ahead check our temperature inside the car. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Cold. Look at that. That's 40 and keep dropping too. All right. So now you can drive anywhere you want in the hot weather, and then your AC is working good. All right, guys, that's how you install the AC compressor and diagnose what's wrong with the AC problem for your vehicle. And for this particular car, it's a Honda Accord, very reliable. All right, guys, thank you for watching.